live. Let's test it. Let's see. What is going on with my computer tonight? Do. Steve Build's still live? Let's just see. Son of Gunny is. Oh well, that's okay. Let's see if I've got audio. The only way I can do that is to go here and click on here and unmute. Yep, I have audio. Okay, good. I have audio and probably zero. Oh, we do have 3 comments already. Hey, Ballistic Tech, Jeff Thornton. Steve finished. Oh, did Steve finish? Still shows as live. Maybe that's a rebroadcast. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's probably, I just probably saw the rebroadcast on it. Wow, I can't get one of my cameras to work for some reason, and I think it's because I put a hub on it, and it could be because I have too many cameras going at one time now too. So, oh well, it is what it is. We'll work with it. Tonight's, I know it's Super Bowl Sunday, and there's probably a lot of sports fanatics that aren't on here that are watching Super Bowl, so not going to be too many people on it. Richard McLean in Las Vegas. Hello. You don't watch Super Bowl? You guys don't watch Super Bowl? I don't either. I don't have cable, number one. I just have internet because I just stream everything. But I'm not a big sports fan for the most part, anyways. Maybe we can do that. I can talk to you better that way with this camera because I can see the screen easier with this camera. So Joseph Jolly, good evening. I'll just wait for a few more people to pop on, see if anybody's going to pop on, give it 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll talk about where we're at with this guy. Yeah. So I couldn't even tell you who's playing in the Super Bowl, let alone where it's being played, and let alone how it's doing. So, yeah, that's about how much I like. Happy Super Bowl Sunday from Texas, Brent Ferguson. Happy your city is hosting it, but don't care about the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't care about major sports, period. I don't want to get into a conversation or an issue or a talk about it, but I have a thing about people being paid millions and millions of dollars to play a sport. I just don't. I don't know. Makes me wonder if money determines who wins. So that's that old conspiracy theory about, is the outcome already known by some people based on good old dollar. So you never know. So this thing is pretty much already built. Now you're gonna have to forgive me. I've got a camera set up to look at this, but I'm having trouble switching between 2 of these cameras for some reason. This one seems to be okay. That's the floor camera. I don't even know where that's pointing. Oh, that's pointing way over here. I can actually bring this over and we'll point this camera at the electronics bay in here. Hang on one sec. We'll point this camera in here and we'll actually get it focused for the most part. There we go. It's still a bit blurry. We'll focus this one in here. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras hooked up, and I think that's the problem. Too many cameras. So they're not in on the money conspiracy. If you saw what happens to most professional athletes, yeah, I don't know. I just think some of them get paid way too much for what they do. So yeah, either that or I'm just jealous. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so as you can kind of see, oh man, it's annoying that this one camera is not working. Let's see if I switch. Okay, now that camera is wanting to work. I kind of woke it up. If I switch to this one, see, it goes black. That annoys me, and then the camera shuts off. Oy. Okay, let me just do this. There we go. Now if I switch there, now you're on this camera now, but if I switch to here, you're not working. You're not working. Let me deactivate and then activate. Why do you not want to work? Okay, bear with me 1 second while I try something here. I know you got a black screen. Here, I'll give you a different screen to look at while I do this. I'll just use the studio mode to try and figure this out. I wonder if I need to plug that into a different... Let me try something here. Give me 1 second. Let me unplug this one from here. And then let me plug this one in here. Okay. Okay, I think that might be it. And then if I go ahead... Okay. Don't you love live streaming when this kind of crap happens? And if I go ahead on this one... Okay, that other camera froze on me, which is fine. I fully expected it to do that. And then if I replug this one I just took out, there it is, into here. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Now, if I switch my camera on this one, deactivate and activate. Okay, that's not working. I think it's just too many cameras. Okay, let me unplug something here. Too many cameras going here. That's the problem. Hey, Russ. Bear with me. We're going to get going here in a second. I'm having a camera issue. Okay, this camera's on, but I can't get it on the screen. Let's try. If I do this, so no, okay, let's try. That's not working, and that's not working. Okay. See, look, this is really crazy. Okay. I think I might need to invest in a more powerful computer, possibly, that let's add a camera to this one that will take more cameras. And that I just got to get rid of a couple cameras. So if I install the Insta2 camera, okay. It's not working. Weird. Okay. One more thing to try. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to... Wow. Maybe I may be stuck with one less camera tonight. You ordered your Trident. Can't wait to start your third Voron build. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And Tezza's here. Hi, Tezza. We're having a few camera issues here. Bear with me for a second, please. I want to be on that feed, but this camera doesn't seem to want to work. This is kind of not fun, but that camera should be linked to this one. There we go. No, but that's the wrong camera. Jeez, what is going on here? Okay, let's change that to that one and see if that works. Okay, this isn't good. Now if I do that, because I want this one camera to be working, but it does not seem to want to work. Time to fire the producer. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, right? The camera is showing up here. but it's not letting me. It's not letting me turn it on. And it's showing up on, yeah, okay, that is just really strange. Let's see if I do that. Now, can I click on here and deactivate and activate it? Damn. Well, I'm going to have to, this is just ridiculous. Come on. Video capture device. Add existing. That's the Insta2 camera. Deactivate that camera. Activate it again, and it's not showing up. Nope. Well, we're going to be stuck with a couple. I'm going to have to, I guess I'm just going to have to live with this one and this one. Okay, so if we back this one up a bit and kind of show you guys what's going on in the electronics bay here. Let's get this out of my way. There we go. Let's focus. So we have everything. We have this thing 99.99% built. I just fired the producer, by the way, Richard. He wasn't happy with what I fired him. We got everything built here. We've got the hot end all finished. We have. I'm short a piece of PTFE or a piece of Bowden tubing up here, reverse Bowden for my feeding. So I had to kind of just wing it a little bit. So I threw a spool holder up on the side here, and we finished off. I'm trying to remember where we finished last week, but we got all the wires running, everything running good, everything going. The one thing you will notice is that if you look at this view, the one cable that was kind of hindering me, because what I want to do is I'm going to get this piece here. This is the piece for the top here when the electronics used to be on the bottom. These are the inverted electronics. But so instead of putting this piece on to cover it, I'm going to get this piece cut in a clear acrylic. And then I'm going to put the clear acrylic over top so you can see the electronics through. Which is going to be pretty cool. There's plenty of cooling in here, so I'm not worried about it overheating, because when you activate the bad heat, these two fans come on full blast and they keep it nice and cool down there. So I'm going to do that. But here we have a cable that's interfering. It's too short. So what I did is I went out and picked up a right here. I just picked up and I haven't even opened it. It just came in today. And it is a 1.5 foot USB extension cable. So we got to put that on. I PID tuned the nozzle in the bed already, and I'll show you some of the changes I had to make in the config file to allow for the Galileo 2 extruder that we have on here. I had to change some of the current, the motor current, and so forth based on the information that I got on the Galileo site. So what I'm going to do here is we're just going to take the USB cable that goes to the, this is going to be a little tight because I got all these things wired in here, but I'm going to take the USB cable. Let me give you a bit more light there. That's pretty dark. Where is my, I have another light here, light source here. Bear with me. I just finished charging it last week. Oh, there, I put it over here. Here it is. I'm just going to set up another light source here for you. So what I've got here, I've just got a little, it's a cordless light, pretty neat little thing, handy thing to have. So we're just going to screw it on to a stand here. And then I can just stand it up here like so, flick it on, and it gives us a little bit more There we go. It just gives us a little more light on the subject here. There we go. So with this camera, that's without it, and that's with it. So it just lights it up a little bit more. Makes it easier to see. Hey, Stephen Poole. Okay, so what we got to do is we got to remove this USB. So I just find it easier in some cases, and like this. Mind you, this is really tight in here. I've just got all the wiring nice and configured. So, but I need to unplug. This is for the beacon probe, is what we're going to put the extension on here for. So I just need to move. Easier just to go ahead if I can get this off and take the Raspberry Pi off of the rail like so. We'll remove that beacon probe plug. And we will throw the extension plug on it. There we go. So now I can keep that running down with these wires. Hey, Nick. All you guys that are on here instead of watching Super Bowl, I appreciate it. And we're just going to add a zip tie around here. Keep that guy kind of in place with the rest of the wiring here. I got a couple loose wires up there for some reason. Which ones are they? Those ones. Oh, I don't know. I don't like those loose wires that are hanging up here. I'll figure that out later. Not a big deal. And we're going to put one more zip tie just part way up here, just to hold the beacon probe wire in. There we go. And then we will okay. So now we can go ahead and just run this USB cable down underneath here somewhere. Let's move that power supply up over a bit. There we go. And we can get this out of the way. Unplug this here. Run this wire under all these guys. There we go. We'll plug it into the Pi board here. There we go. And we'll snap the Pi board back on. Oh, actually, that wire. Oh, you got to come under. Okay. I want this to go underneath these other cables and up. And now we can put it in. Okay. I promise you we're going to print something very shortly. There we go. Okay, now I can snap the Pi board back on. Hopefully. If I can get enough bend in this USB cable here. I wonder if I need to turn that Pi board around maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it might be easier just to turn this around. Mount it that way. Ribbon cable can stay there. My two USB cables will fit right in there. Just like, yeah, so we'll just turn that around that way. Turn the Pi board around the other way. Hey, MakerMind Nexus, how are you? Mongen73, howdy. Okay, now we'll marry these guys up. So just a 18-inch long extension is all it needed. Actually, let's run you under. and under. And then we'll plug you in. And under. There we go. So that kind of hides everything that needs to be hidden. Come on, wires. Matter of fact, one more zip tie. I don't like this little one sticking up here. So actually, I'm going to switch to this other bench camera. Yeah, I'm just going to tie another zip tie around a couple things here. Although I'm not sure if it's okay to zip tie control wires to power wires. I don't know if that's going to interfere with anything. We'll find out. Some people would say, yes, it's okay. Some people would say, no, don't do that. I did make sure not to zip tie any of my stepper motor wires to power cables because I have a feeling that could interfere with stepper wire signals. So, and there we go. So we look now, everything's pretty neat in here now. And as I say, when I put the acrylic plate on top, it'll cover all the electronics. You'll be able to see through it, which I think would be kind of cool. And it's not really ugly looking right now. So we're going to go ahead and fire. Hey, Mountain Fam. So we're going to go ahead and fire it up now. Power on. Power to the people. Okay, power on. There's our screen is on. And I'll show you the changes I made to the config file. And then we will print a Benchy. Of all things, we'll print a Benchy. Ooh, I did a oh man, I'm having a brain fart with the name of the tests I did. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Move that over this way a little bit so I can get the light in here. So I can keep the light shining. I'll just put the light right there. Oh, there go the case lights on anyways. I just wish this other camera would work. I'm frustrated. Dang. This camera was working fine last week. It was. I promise you it was working. Okay, so it looks like we're fired up. Let's go ahead and look at the display here. Whoa, that's funky. Isn't that freaky? There's our mainsail. We'll hit try again. We should boot up. We did. Cool. There's just some things, some tests. A pressure advance test is what I did. We did a pressure advance test last week. And then we did a flow rate test last week as well. During the week, not on our live stream. We just did it during the week. So some of the changes we made, let me just get this out of my way. There we go. Since you're not working anyways, you dumb camera, there's no reason for you to be in my way. Okay. So what we had to go in and do, and I'm going to see if I can find where I found this is the configuration for mainsail. So last week, if you remember, we had a whole bunch of error things up here. Well, what had happened is I had forgotten to include this line, which said include mainsail config in the printer config. So once I included that line that said include mainsail config, everything went away and everything was fine. I'm going to quickly go ahead and pop the chat out here so I can see the chat while I'm looking at the screen with you guys. Because I like to keep an eye on the chat in case anybody asks me questions about what I'm talking about. Flat battery. Look on the skirts. Does the gray match the frame as well in real life, or is that the camera? The gray is pretty close. Let me go back to the screen here, and let me go back to this one. Yeah, so what you're seeing in the camera there is pretty much what I'm seeing in real life. The gray, it's a lighter gray, slightly lighter gray on the frame, but the gray is, this color is pretty darn accurate right there. If I throw some light down there, you can kind of see there. That kind of makes it even more accurate right there, the color. So it works out really well. Hey, Jake from State Farm. And yeah, so the orange and gray go beautiful together. We've added the LDO little inserts in here. And again, this is all Polymaker ABS Sparkle Gray, Galaxy Orange, and Sparkle Gray ABS. So, and then the same on the front here. If I go to this camera, kind of the same. Well, you can't really see the skirts on this angle, but if I go ahead and move this camera around, you can kind of see that on the front, we sort of did the same thing. We've got some, oh man, I hate when I do this. Just my other camera's not working. I'm sorry. So this is going to be my go-to move around camera. So yeah. So, and I just dropped all of my stuff off the edge of my workbench. Well, I'll go pick it up in a minute. But anyways, so yeah, so we wanted to match the orange framer on the screen with the gray. I decided to go with a little pokey outy one here. And so we have the LDO, we have the Voron things in here. But overall, it's a really nice looking color scheme. So yeah. So I dropped a whole bunch of stuff. So give me a second. I'm going to put this back here. And I'm going to go pick up everything because I can't even switch screens because I dropped my... I dropped everything. Oh, even my Stream Deck fell. I think it's pretty resilient, though. I think the Stream Deck's pretty resilient. Let's see. Can I switch to the bench camera? There we go. Yeah. Drop my light. And I dropped, what's this? Oh, there's that piece I was looking for a long time ago. And I think that's all I dropped right now. Oops. Anyways, that's okay. There we go. Now we're back. Okay, and we have light on the subject. Okay, so where I was going, typical Canadian, always sorry. I am, ain't I, Maker My Nexus. Oh man, I'm one of the most disorganized live streamers I've seen though in the 3D community, so it's just me. So what I was looking at was, I believe, I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find the difference that I made. Maybe it was this one here. Galileo 2, there we go. Here it is here. So this is where I went for my Galileo 2 extruder. And if we go down, clipper settings. So this is for the extruders. When you're using it as an extruder, these are the settings that you need to change in the printer config, okay, which is the gear ratio, the micro steps, the rotation distance, and the run current. And then if you're using your Galileo for your Z drivers, which I'm not, these are the stepper Z changes that you need to change. But we are not using this for the Z drives. We're using it for the strictly for the extruder. So that's where I went in and made those changes in the printer config file, which is down here, and under the extruder, right here, this is where we went in and made some changes. There's our gear ratio change 9:1, microstep 16, and our, where was the other one here? Our pressure advance, we've changed our pressure advance already. We've calculated that at 0.024. It was at 0.04, and we ended up going 0.024 based on our pressure advance test. Which I did not do live. I just did that off camera. But what I did is I used the pressure advance test in the, we're just going to save and close that. I used the pressure advance test in here. Let's try again here, because as we all know in Bamboo Studio, this is Bamboo Studio now. So we go ahead and we can do our test. So there's where we did our Benchy test in here. And in Bamboo Studio, you can go to your device and you get the exact same screen as we were getting on our web browser. So that is why you love me. Thank you so much, because I'm not as organized as all the other live streamers. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to, while we're talking here, I'm going to get the bed warming up. Let's go warm up that to 65. And you'll hear there, you might have heard that as soon as I got the, as soon as I turned that on, the case fans came on and they blow really well. So once I get the glass on here, actually, let's see, this is going to quiet it up a fair bit. If I go ahead like this, so yeah, these two fans right here and right here are running full blast right now. This should quiet it up a little bit. Let's see if I can squeeze this in with the bed this low. Yeah, okay, so this is going to be printed on clear acrylic, or not printed. I'm going to cut that out of clear acrylic, and he is going to sit in here. I've got to make a few changes to the cuts because everything is not fitting as it should, but that's going to sit here kind of like this, but that'll be clear acrylic. So it'll hide all the electronics. That just fell off from somewhere. That's okay. But I'm going to have to reconfigure this so it fits a little bit better. Oh, there we go. I think that might do it there. Nah, not quite. Oh, it's the wires in behind here. Here, let me turn this way. There's some wires in behind here that are preventing it from being pushed all the way forward because those wires are a little off. There we go. They were a little off kilter. Now I should be able to get that to sit almost perfectly in there now. A couple wires here, but yeah. So we're going to make a few alterations to this. Like I've got my motor wires coming through here, so we're going to cut a slot in here for those, just so that it looks good. So this sits in here like sort of like so, and pretty much almost like that. We got to cut a couple slots in this corner and this corner down here, but otherwise you can picture that now with just a clear acrylic so that you can see through to all the electronics. I think that's just going to look pretty cool. Oh, and put LEDs in there, Brent. That's a great idea. Yeah, it quiets the fans down a little bit, but not a lot because you can still hear them through the grates. But overall now, if you look at it like that, overall it's just a very clean looking printer now. So, and then with easy access to the electronics without having to flip it all over. So that's pretty cool. Give me 1 second. I dropped my water thing too, so I'm going to go grab myself some water. There it is. Good thing it was empty, but I brought a refill down, so I'm going to just refill this thing. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Perfect amount for this LDO mug. Okay. Okay, bed's warming up. Good. So we'll get a good view from this camera probably. That's fine. Actually, if I kind of angle it a little bit like that for you. Do LEDs with the smoked acrylic rather than straight clear. Oh, there's a good idea too, Brent. Like a black smoked acrylic, right? That would look cool. Good suggestions, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead now. And we're just going to make sure everything's still working. We're going to home everything here. Everything should still be working just fine. Maybe I'll run maybe instead of a benchy, I'll run a cube. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. And I am using, I guess I could use Prusa Slicer. I could use Prusa Slicer, a Bamboo Labs, or I don't have Super Slicer on here anymore. But Bamboo Labs and Prusa Slicer do have they do have profiles in it for this printer. So that's why I went ahead and just used the Bamboo Labs one. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead here now and let's go and let's just see what else do they have under the calibration here. They have, we did the pressure advance, we did the flow rate, maximum flow rate, VFA. Don't know what those things are. Retraction test, I didn't bother, and they can do a temperature tower. So I'm going to see if I can find the Voron cube. I'll just look it up quickly rather than try and find it on my computer. Voron test cube, or Voron test cube, calibration cube on printables. We'll just go to the GitHub and grab it. And there's a test cube right there. We'll just do a quick test cube and see how we're looking. So we'll download that. Okay, that should go into my downloads. Now we can go ahead and go into here. Awesome, Brent. I'm glad. Appreciate that. Hey, Joe Galaska. Hello. Okay, so we'll come back into here. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go into Bamboo Studio. What am I doing? Okay, so let's get rid of the Benchy. Let's go ahead and bring in the test cube, the Voron test cube. So let's minimize this window slightly. We'll get rid of that. Go to my downloads. Downloads. There's a test cube there. We'll drag that onto here. And we can go ahead and make this full screen again here. And so for this test cube, I'm not worried. I've got red filament on. Doesn't matter to me. Generic PLA. I guess I can go in and change it to red, but I don't care. It's just PLA we're using. Generic, and I'm just going to double check my temperatures and everything on here. We're running 220 and 60, which is fine. Maximum volumetric speed 200. And our cooling is standard. Overrides I don't need to worry about. And advanced, we're just going to use our start and end G code. Okay, so as far as the strength, I'm going to use the standard 4 loops, 5 top, 5 bottom. And I'm going to use the 40% because it's a Voron cube and gyroid. So we go ahead and slice. We're going to take about 20 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, we don't want to do an hour. Let me reduce a few things here. Let's go 3 walls, 4 top, 4 bottom, and 25% slice. I don't think it's actually going to take an hour. I think it's going to be a lot quicker than that. So there we are. And that'll give us a good idea. And skirts. I definitely need to run skirts because this nozzle tends to want to take a few rounds to get the filament started, purge started. So we have that. We're going to do skirt loops. We'll do 4. So we'll slice it. Then we'll go ahead and we will print. We'll send it to we'll just upload it for now. So we can go over to our device and there's the cube design there and we will go print. Then we can go ahead and watch this thing start. Now let's see if I can I want to get a camera that'll go in close for you too. So let's go ahead and set this one up. Raise you. There we go. Quote from old gangster movie. What do you know? What do you know, Joe? And floor camera. And focus. Don't go by the color accuracy of these cameras. They're not the best color accuracy. It's all I have for now, though. It's all. I don't have the fancy cameras like some of the big guys yet. Give me time. I'm always looking for used cameras on Marketplace. And there we go. Okay. So now we're just waiting for the warm-up to happen here. So let's see where we're at from the warm-up. This is going to be funky again. Boop, 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 boop. Here we are. Okay, bed's up to temperature. We're just warming the nozzle up. And then we're going to do our calibration steps, and then we'll print the cube. I've got to get a longer, I need to get a longer reverse Bowden tube for this so that I can feed it down through the proper spot here. Although this works, so I don't know, maybe I'm fine just the way I am. So let's go ahead and see how this is working here now. Where is there's my window. 14 people. Thank you so much, everybody who's here. If I didn't say hi to you when you popped in, just say hi again, and I'm sorry if I missed you. Yeah, there's me being sorry again. What can I take? What can I say? That looks a little blurry too. Let me see if I can focus that camera a little bit. It should be a little sharper. I guess that's okay. That's really hard to tell. Where are we at? And we should be starting to print any second. There we go. There we go. So we're doing our Z-tilt adjustment right now. I keep wanting to say quad gantry level, but it's not. We're doing our Z-tilt adjustment. I do the premium. I agree with the ads running if you're watching this later, but I'm not sure I like the fact that ads run during a live stream, and I'm going to look into that. Now we're going to do the mesh leveling, which with this beacon probe is incredibly fast. On the tablet. And it's going to probe the bed twice. Very fast. I've got to figure out how to get it to do a purge line. Because there's a blob of filament in there now. Right in the middle of the print. Where the print's going to go. There we go, I got it. Okay, there goes our cube starting. I have the Z offset adjust pretty good. Okay, first layer done, almost. And the first layer looks very good. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's just too bad I don't have my other camera around. There we go. Now we're going to pick up some speed. And we'll see if the extruder can keep up with the speed it should, being the Galileo extruder. Apparently this thing performs extremely well when it's well tuned. Let me add let me bring that up. There we go. Let me just put that down at the bottom here. So far looking good. Yep. Red filament, so it's much easier to see. Let's see if I can zoom in for you here. Oh, which way am I wanting to go? This way. There we go. Give you a better, closer look here. Now that she's running. Just right now, just a apprentice. We're just printing a Voron cube for now. It's the first print. It's the first print. I've done a couple calibration things to it earlier, but this is the first real print. I was going to run a benchy, and then I decided not to. So we just went for a calibration cube. Let's see if I can get a bit more light up in there too, without getting in the way of everything here. There we go. There's a little bit more. There's a little bit more light in there. Take away some of the shadows. I think that helps. Oh yeah, that helps with the shadows a bit. Commercials again. How do I turn that off? I have to figure out how to turn that off. I apologize. I pay for premium, so I don't get them on the live streams, but you won't miss much with them. What are they? 30 seconds or 15 seconds? I've got to figure it out. I don't like them during live. On the replays, I don't mind. Let me see if there's any way, if I go on, is there any way in here? Can I change that right now? Let's be under here. Let YouTube insert mid-rolls. Okay, no. Choose how to mid-rolls appear. Schedule insert mid-rolls manually. Place ads during specific moments of your live stream. Schedule mid-rolls as a set frequency. See, there's no way to turn it off without turning off monetization. Manually. So if I go save, okay, let's see if that does it. Right now I've got it so that I have to insert ads manually, and I don't know how to do that. So maybe it shouldn't insert any ads. It automatically inserts for non-premium. Huh. Well, we'll see. I just turned that off, so let's see what that does. So this is running the Galileo 2 extruder with the, oh man, I'm having a brain fart. Sorry, with the Voron Revo nozzle, Revo hot end, and a 0.4 nozzle. I can already see that I haven't done a, just by looking at the print, I can already see that I haven't done a input shaper calibration on it. I can see that from the quality, but it's not looking bad overall so far. But I really, really like the way this machine looks now. So for those that weren't here for the whole build, so as I say, the differences we have the Ramos front idlers on here. So if I switch to this guy, we put the Ramos front idlers on here. That light is bright. Let me turn that off for a second. There we go. The Ramos front idlers, which are really nice looking, make it easy to adjust the tension and everything, and they're a lot smaller, easier to run the belts through. We have the Galileo 2 extruder, which was sent to me by LDO to put on this. Galileo 2 extruder. We have the lightweight, I forget what you call it, almost looking like a construction beam X-rail in here. We have the kinematic bed mounts in here, which is different. And then we have the inverted electronics. So I can take this out, and you can see that we have all the electronics there. So we have the inverted electronics, so we can work on the electronics without having to flip the printer upside down. What else did we change? We've got the beacon probe on here, so we don't have any ZN stop switches at all. We're just using the beacon probe for everything. I did order another beacon probe, the Rev H, I believe it is, and that's going to go on the rat rig, and that probe has a built-in accelerometer. The probe that's on the rat rig, which is the beacon probe, I'm going to be putting on the 2.4 Voron because I love the beacon probe. It just works. It's like the apple of probes. It just works if you have the right kind of bed. So this was a rebuild, as most of you know. This was the colorful multicolor build I originally did. I really didn't like the colors when all was said and done. So I decided to rebuild it, and at the same time as rebuilding it, decided to do all these, various different upgrades and stuff for it. So And finally, we're pushing some ink through. Now, the only thing, and I'll be honest and transparent about it, is the only thing that's not working on this thing that's hooked up. There's no LEDs other than the case LEDs are working. The hot end LED, there's no LEDs hooked up to the hot end. Well, there's an LED for the nozzle, but I haven't wired it up yet. The wires for that are just sitting here loose. So I will figure that out after. Maybe after this test cube's done, I can figure out where those wires go. And then we can get that going. And then I would like to eventually, and I may just wait for the 2.4 build. I have a, for when I do the 2.4, when I upgrade to the beacon probe, I have a Nomi, which apparently goes in front of this fan or something. And it gives you all your statuses and everything on your hot end. So I have that. So I'm going to maybe put that on the 2.4 when I redo the hot end for the beacon probe. Hey, Nuno Vincent. But let's see how this is looking here. Oh. It's looking pretty good. Hard to see in the camera. I know, especially with my head in the way, right? So it's not bad. Does need input shaping done, though. We can do that after the print's done. I haven't put the accelerometer info in the printer config file yet, so this is without input shaping. The only tuning that's been done is pressure advance and what was the other one I said? Blech. We did the flow rate and pressure advance is what we've done for tuning up on this so far. Commercials are things you don't need or want. Yeah. You know, usually they'll target to you if they know. So let's turn this light on, get rid of some shadows again. Get my arm out of the way. There we go. You can kind of see, right over there a little bit of inconsistency, and that's why I say I need to get the pressure advance set. Not the pressure advance, the input shaping done. And let me check the back of it out. Yeah. The commercials don't target you. So I took apart, I'll just chat while this is printing. Where did I put the other piece? I took apart my CR10S Pro, finally. I'd stripped it down for parts. It was pretty useless to me. Otherwise, it's an old CR10S Pro. It wasn't working. There was just something wrong with the firmware. I think the main board might have had issues. I don't know. But it was most likely just me. And I ended up with some kind of interesting spare parts from it. I'm trying to find the one piece that's really interesting, if I can find where I put it. The power supply that was on that thing was massive. Where is it? I know I put it aside to show you guys. There it is, right behind here. So the power supply that was on that 10S Pro was a, let me see, this one. It was a 500 watt, 24 volt mean well power supply, 500 watt. I mean, this is a huge, heavy power supply, huge. So really good power supply too. I mean, I can keep that and use it for something else. It's got a built-in fan on it here on the end for cooling it. With 500 watts, it's a pretty powerful power supply. I mean, well, so they put a good power supply in that printer back in the day. And then I also got off of that printer. I've not seen one like this before, but it's a SSR. An SSR with basically it's glued to a heat sink to keep the SSR cool. Whereas on this one here, the SSR is being cooled directly by a fan. But yeah, so it came with an SSR with a heatsink, so that's still a good component to use for something. It came with, I had put this on and never used it because I never got it calibrated. It's a piece of history now, but it's still it's a brand new Hermes E3D Hermes hot end, never been used, no filament's been through it. So we have that hot end, which I'll probably just end up selling. I don't see anything here I need it to use it with. And then a touchscreen display. It was a touchscreen display. It was I don't even see a name brand on it. It's probably just a custom thing that Creality made for this. Yeah, I don't see a name brand. And then, of course, there's the main board that came out of it, which is a Creality 3D. There's no model or anything, no number or version on this main board. So, but anyways, yeah. So a few possibly useless, possibly useful pieces off of that. But the best piece that came off of that is the 500 watt power supply for sure. You got a 480 watt and a VZ bot. 360 watt wasn't enough with the AWD and the DC bed. No. Watching Tim in the Super Bowl. What a combo. Yeah. Hey, HVAC. Sergio. Hope you're enjoying the Super Bowl. Yeah, so that 500 watt probably run anything I need. I may end up throwing it on the rat rig. I don't know. Who knows? But I think the other ones I have are 300, 350 watt on everything else. This one is this is only a 200 watt that's running this printer. So, yeah, 200 watt. Oh, this camera's picking up the back of this light. If I put this light over here, but I have this light over here so that it helps light up. Actually, if I put this light on a clamp, let me try that. If I throw this light on a clamp instead of a tripod, it might work better. Because the clamp that my little camera that I wanted is on, I can't get those cameras to work independently anymore. My little Insta360s, but it's not the camera. I just got my computer overtaxed, so we'll have to figure that out. Actually, I want to try one thing. I'm just curious. I have this old camera that I've had for a long time. I want to see if this still works. This was get out of my mic. This was a really good close-up camera at one time. Okay, let's plug this in and see if it does anything. Watch my whole system go boom. There we go. Plug that in. Do we have power? Does the light work? Oh yeah, we have power. The light works. Okay, so let's see if I can add this camera. I'll go to studio mode so I don't interrupt this, and I'll give you guys this camera here. You can watch well. Let's see. So this camera just stopped. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, watch that while I do this. There we go. A little more exciting than watching me do something, as long as I don't get my head in the way. Scene 2. Let's add a camera to this. Add. Video capture device. I'm really going to tax my computer adding another camera. And let's see if it shows up on my list. USB camera 2? Is that it? Oh, it is it. It did work. It's upside down though. Why is it upside down? Oh no, it's not. I was holding it upside down. Oh, so I need it to be custom, and I need it to be resolution of 1920 by 1080. There we go. And if I go OK, look at that, it works. That's not 1920 by 1080. Oh, maybe I can't do 1920 by 1080 with this camera. Do I have NeoPixels in the Stealth Burner? No. I did not put any LEDs in. You can't really see that if I raise that up a hair. I did not put any LEDs in here for the time being. I do have LEDs in the down in the hot end, but I don't have them wired up yet. Not wired up yet. Can I make this camera? Oh, there we are. Now you went 1080. What? All of a sudden, you went way too big on me. Okay, let's see if I can get this camera to work. I haven't used this camera in a long time. There we go. Oh yeah, this will let me bring things in really close. So let's go ahead. Let's just show you here. There we go. There we go. So this is the camera I just hooked up. Still works pretty good. And we'll come up to a full. It's not bad. Let's see. Is this autofocus? Autofocus is okay. The color is terrible on it. It was a good camera in its day. There's the rat rig over there. Right there. There's the big screen I'm watching you on. I'm watching this on. There's my other monitor. Look at that. And then down here, there's the 2.4, which we're going to work on. And then over here on the bench, there's my Prusa Mini. And then over on the end, you see those are the two 0.1s. We're going to upgrade those to 0.2s. One of them is going to be made into a Tri-Zero. And there's my sticker collection. And then there's all my filament collection up here. Filament collection up here behind me. And my filament collection way over on the wall over there. Some more. So there we go. Switch over to this one again. There you go. Making you dizzy. Okay, so this little camera still works a little bit. And it's working with all the other cameras attached. But for some reason, the little Insta360 ones are not doing their job. Just got back from a motorcycle ride on an empty road. Nice. And hello and welcome, MGX20. MG20TX. More commercials. More commercials. I thought I turned that off. Obviously, I didn't, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I really am. So let's see if I take this light and put it on this swivel base. Well, that'll be right in your way. But if I put it, let's see. If I do this and put it right here, and if I use the swivel and turn it like this, and then if I turn the light on now, well, it doesn't really do much. Well, it helps a little, but I've only got it up to 43% power too. Let's turn the power on it up. 100%. There we go. Cube's looking pretty good too, isn't it? Not bad at all for a first print. Got some sunshine. We've had 2 sunny days here. It was sunny yesterday, sunny today. Chilly, but sunny. How is he lucky, man? You're getting none. You're not getting any, are you, Jeff? This is the family channel, remember? I need to do a full bed test. I don't know if there's a model out there. It's easy to make one, but I want to do something across the full bed to see how the mesh leveling, the mesh calibration works, and if I'm getting a good first layer across the whole bed. Maybe let me look at that. Let me see if there's anything out there while this is running. I just Google's my friend. Full print bed test print. Bed level test by Prusa Research. Oh, look at that. There we go on printables. Bed level test. And it's for the original Prusa. Do they have it as an STL? It is too. Look at that. And a 3MF. We'll run that on it and just see. Three by three calibration. And what's it say as far as details and settings? So we're going to do 0.2. It's just going to be one layer, I'm sure. So we'll run that next. No audio. I've got audio. Unless did my audio die on me? Let's see. Audio should be good. Let me double check. Double check. Always double checking. Let's just see. Yeah, we have audio. Dave, it must be something on your end. Yep. Yep, it's on your end, Dave. Sorry. Must be you. Yeah. Although you can't hear me saying it must be you, so that's kind of silly for me to do that. But Dave, so I can talk about you now without you hearing me unless you can read lips. So can you read lips, Dave? I can't hear you. The audio's fine for everybody else, but for you it's not. I don't know. I just told you to steal second. So check your audio, Dave. Restart it and have it back. Oh, good. You didn't hear what I said about you then, did you? Whew. Good. So we are, as you can see, Dave, we are doing our first print on the rebuilt Trident. On the rebuilt Trident, and it's just a Voron cube. We have a little light hooked up here just to give you a better light of the situation. The only thing that's not built on this, the only thing that's not hooked up correctly is I do not have the LED, the hot end LEDs plugged in. I do not have a NeoPixel LED in the logo. I don't care. They don't make the printer function any better. They just make it look cooler. But I was given a great idea, a great idea to, when I put the bottom on this to cover the inverted electronics, to use a smoky gray acrylic and put some LEDs in around it. So I can easily put LEDs in. I'd have to space them out a little bit, or actually put LEDs on the bottom of the cover so they shine down and then reflect up. We'll play with that. I have a lot of LEDs, and then I can just wire the LEDs into whatever. I could probably, I don't know if they're 5 or 12 or 24 volt LEDs I have, but we'll figure that out. Probably 24 volt, and I can just wire them into the power supply so that they're on all the time or whatever. RGB makes the printer go faster. Yeah, the print's looking not bad. Not bad. I'm having a hard time getting the light going, but seeing it in person here, it's not bad. But I can see, and I'll show you after, that it is suffering from lack of input shaping. I haven't done the input shaping yet, but all I need to do for input shaping is I just need to hook up this guy to the head and to the Raspberry Pi, and then we'll then put the proper information in the printer config, and then we can do some input shaping. Faster if they flash and strobe. So it works faster if they flash and strobe. Well, I see. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that the LEDs on the nozzle LEDs help cure the filament better. Yeah. Yeah. Then you're going to try to sell me some swampland in Florida. Too bad it's not autofocus. That would freak you right out. Use red if you want to be extra good. There we go. I have a strip of I call them black lights, but they're actually what, UV? No, I think they're just black lights. I have a strip of black light LEDs, whatever that term is, which would make everything glow. But this is great. I love the overall look of this printer. I love it. And yeah, I'm so glad I rebuilt it, and I'm so glad I picked the orange and gray. I really, and I'm super, super, super glad I put a beacon probe on it. You know, not only does it make probing life a little easier, but it takes away. There's no bulk in the back from the clicky probe. There's no ZN stop switch on the end here. Just saves a little bit of. It just gives it a cleaner overall look, in my opinion. So the only thing I could have done to make it a little bit cleaner too was to use a CAN bus, so I'd have less wires running from the head. But everything seems to be pretty compact and looking pretty decent. So halftime coming up. So I don't know who's even playing, but who's winning? Are the Cowboys beating the Rednecks, or are the Green Bay Packers beating the Arizona Cardinals? I think the Packers are in it. What's the other team that's in it? And what's her name's boyfriend plays for that team, doesn't he? Taylor Swift. Is she going to be in the halftime show? I think it's Taylor Swift. Shows you what I know about football and entertainment. The Chiefs, New England Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Okie doke. San Fran is leading Kansas City 10-3. Okay. And so is it the Kansas City Chiefs that Taylor Swift's boyfriend plays for? She had a 13-hour flight from London to make it to the Super Bowl. So is she singing in halftime? Wow. So I'm going to guess that whatever team her boyfriend is playing on is going to win, because I think it's all set up. It's the Taylor Swift Super Bowl. Oh, it's Usher. Usher is singing in the halftime show. Okay. You sent me the logo for the Chiefs, the arrowhead. Okay. And I'm supposed to do what with the logo? 3D print it? Oh, yeah. Let's see. KFC. Oh, that's Kentucky Fried Chicken, not Kansas City Chiefs. I got to go through all these. I'm live on YouTube now, according to my emails. Okay. There are rumors that Justin Bieber might be there too. Probably. Canada's gift to the U.S., Justin Bieber. Enjoy him, take him, keep him. I'm glad to have this build done for the most part. Oh, and I'm going to get the other thing I'm going to do for the 2.4 is I'm going to put the Ramus idlers on the 2.4 as well. I'm going to upgrade a few things on the 2.4 when I do the beacon probe. Hey, Project and Guys Garage, good evening. It is a great looking print so far for a first print, right? Well, I kind of cheated. I did the flow calibration and the linear, yeah, tongue twister. I did the flow rate and the pressure advance calibrations prior to doing the first print, but in all fairness, I haven't done an input shaper yet. So the Super Bowl, the only thing less interesting than the Super Bowl is Taylor Swift's interest in the Super Bowl. Oh, I love it. They're playing, I think, the Grey Cup, which is the Canadian Football League's big thing, is coming up soon too. And it's like, wow, like, come on. I guess if you're into all that stuff, and you'll like it. But I've seen a Grey Cup and I've seen a Super Bowl, and the Grey Cup compared to the Super Bowl is like comparing jumbo 747 plane flying versus a paper airplane flying. It's just, there's no comparison. Canada gave you a whole lot of great comedians, so you don't hold Bieber against y'all. Exactly. Am I not a believer? No. Make me a believer. A believer. Oh my God, I just made that up. No, I'm not. And yeah, we sent you Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was a good comedian. Bob and Doug McKenzie. I'm surprised how many Americans have heard of Bob and Doug McKenzie. So I really am. You hate a runaway score game. Yes, I agree. It's like you can basically, depending on the game, you can basically say, yeah, it's over. And then why watch the rest, right? It's like a hockey playoff game. If they're up 5-1, well, game over pretty much, for the most part. Take off, eh? Hey, you hoser. You like Bob and Doug McKenzie? Russ, are you a hoser? I like these live streams where I can just have a print going and I can just shoot the poop with you guys. Corners look good on this print. The corners look really good. And you notice I'm not doing the first test print in white. It'd be hard to see it. Martin Short is one of your favorite Canadians. Martin Short is funny. Martin, you know, a lot of good people came from Canada that made it in the American film market. Like, you know, you have Martin Short, is Chevy Chase Canadian? But you have Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Bill Murray. No, he's not Canadian. Of course, one of the most famous being Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey grew up not far from where I grew up. So it's funny how that works. Let me see if I can get you a little closer here. There we go. But the question is, can I focus it? There we go. It's almost too bright. What if I turn the case lights off? See if that makes a bit of a difference. Or if I turn them down. Still a bit bright. Turn them right off. See if that helped a bit. That's a little bit better with the case lights right off. And if I turn this one down a bit, it's just such a hard color to get in the camera. And then the other option is I can do this. John Candy is Canadian, yes. I grew up in Toronto, and I have actually been standing next to John Candy at a scene when they were doing SCTV one time. I was too shy to say hi to him, though. It's almost out of projects now. You're almost out of projects. Only one left to find a way to make filament sensor and filament sensor work in your V0 to work right. Very sad. Oh, you'll find more projects. Howie Mandel. Yes, Howie Mandel's Canadian. Kids in the Hall, Mike Myers, Leslie Nelson. Yeah, Phil Hartman, Martin Short, Bob Hope. Bob Hope's Canadian? Did not know that. There's a blob stuck to the side of the print. Is there? Are you speaking on the left side? That might be a, I don't know. Let me check. Oh, I kicked the camera. Sorry. I'm glad I didn't have a bucket here instead. You used to drink Budweiser until you moved to England and had a real beer. I think I see where you're looking as far as a blob goes. You're looking over on this side right there, right? Sure, cause a crash into my finger. Let me look. I think that is just the print finishing up on this side. This side of the print doesn't look too pretty at all. So we got to do some calibration on this thing later, but yeah. On the right side. Oh, on the right side. Oh, I see. Right there. Right there. Yeah, you're right. Aha. Yes, you are right. I didn't see that. Yeah, something happened there on that overhang when it got to the top. Huh. Oh, well. We'll see. It was a good-looking cube up until we got to the top layers here. Lauren Michaels. Okay. Can't stand the mirror. Love the old commercials. They made some good commercials. Budweiser did. It's like the old joke, you know, drinking beer makes you smart. It made Budweiser. Okay, we're on the top layers now. So we're almost done this print. Okay. Switch back to this one for now. Get this out of the way. And man, I wish I could get this other camera working so I'd give you a close-up view of this. Are we plugged in? I'll get this while this is finishing off. Let me see if I can get this camera to work real quick again. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, but oh well. Okay, the camera turns on. But it doesn't. And we're doing top layers now. No, that's not going to work for me. But this one will. Yeah, there's that blob. You can see that blob it did on the side there. This side looks not bad. Again, we have few issues because we're not fully calibrated. William Shatner is Canadian. Yes, he is. Okay. Okay, let me try something. I think that other camera is working. This one. Let's get rid of this guy for now. We'll figure the cameras out this week for next stream. Something is definitely going on with these little cameras of mine. Okay, that's working. And the print is finished. Just want to be able to show you the print up close real quick here. So if I deactivate and activate that one, that's not the one, so it's going to be that one. Why is it not wanting to show me either one of these two cameras? Dang. And something going on here. Anyways, okay. So we will ignore that again for now. Let's go ahead and pull the print off the bed. And see if I can zoom in with another camera to give you a look at this print. It is, keeping in mind, a first print, and it's ugly, UGLY. Oh, come on. Okay, I got to zoom out a bit here. Hold on. There we go. That's better. That's really hard to see with the light, but you can kind of see it. That definitely needs some input shaping done on it. I don't know what caused this little blob right here. Right there, you can kind of see that blob off to the side. It's terrible looking overhang up here. Okay, the bottom looks great. So we had a good first layer. We had a great first layer. Okay, the corners don't look too bad. And our X side again, we can see some, I don't even know what everybody calls it something different, but I look at all the wobblies in there. And again, that's going to be hopefully help with input shaping. And then same on this side. But yeah, that's really weird what happened here with that blob. I just picked it off. It was like a little snot. And then, of course, the top is not bad at all. Top looks pretty good. So first print is out of the way. I'm going to quickly try. I want to try this right here. Whoop, freaked me out again. I'm going to try this print here, bed level test. So if we come here, go back into prepare, we can get rid of this cube, and we'll pop in. Let's just make this a little smaller. Minimize that. We'll go to our downloads, and we have our bed level test, which I know I downloaded it right there. Okay, and that fits nicely on the Voron plate like that. And I believe it's just a single layer test, so there's no sense having any loops or anything. I think just one loop, one layer. If we slice the plate, it is going to just be one layer. Yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and print it, upload it to the printer. Here's the device. Clear that out of there, 3x3, and print. We'll see how that works out. Just out of curiosity. Then I'll work on some tuning in a little later this week. There we are. When a first print completes, it's a success. Quality comes later. Good point. That's true. We got a good first layer, good top layer. Everything else is tuning. Yep. So corners look good. I will say the corners do look really good. It's the I definitely got to get the 80XL hooked up and calibrate that. But I just want to see what happens with this first layer test. See how level our bed is after the mesh calibration. Let me turn those lights back on the. Those lights won't come on until after the print starts now. So, but I can light it up with this. I'm choked about my other cameras. I don't know if you can tell. I won't shut up about them. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see if the case lights will come on while it's doing this. Doing our Z-tilt adjust. New build is successful. There's no smoke, no spaghetti, and no swearing. Cool. I dropped my tweezers. I did. There, we have light. There we go. Oh, it's a little too far to the back of the bed, but that's okay. That's okay. I could lower my Z a little bit, but we'll just leave it. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. It doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. Oh, I see. That's the inside things. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's just the way it printed it. I thought that's not what it's supposed to be. Hey, Snapshot, what'd you miss? You just missed, all you missed was printing this cube first, our first print, which printed successfully. It's not the prettiest, but we do need to do some tuning. But now we're just doing the Prusa first layer test, or whatever you want to call it, bed level test. I'm just about running off the edge of my bed back here, so I just want to see how well the first layer is across the entire bed, that's all. And so far it's looking pretty good. Good to see you too, Snapshot. And that's nice smooth first layer. We are running, just FYI and PDQ, we are running Polylite PLA Red is what we are running. Polylite is Polymaker is a partner of my channel. They have been through 2023, and we should be working together through 2024. Jack Faxon, hello. Do I really need this light anymore? Maybe. Hard to say. Well, the way the light's hitting that, it looks terrible on screen, but it's actually nice. I might be running my filament a little hot for the first layer speed. I should maybe be 10 degrees cooler. What am I running, 220? Yeah, I should be running 210. So far, we're looking good for first layer calibration. We're not running, mind you, to the edge of the bed, but that's okay. Halftime show is over. Let's get back to some printer building. Well, we're going to finish this first layer test, then we'll see what time we're done here, 6:37. And we'll see if I can't get the... while this is running, let me look and see what I got to do for input shaper as far as the printer config file. Unless it's already in there. I don't think it is, though. I'll have to probably do that next week. It looks like I got to do a fair bit of additions to the printer config file. Yeah, we'll just we'll get this done and wrap it up because it's almost, well, 6:39. I was going to go to 7. $15 likes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And we look good there, we look good there, and we look good over here. So far, so good. We're really close to the back of the bed, though. Mind you, I do have the bed on a little bit crooked. I'm a little twisted. This side of the bed is, there's a lip underneath here where it's just pretty much even right here. So the bed could be back a little bit more. That's my bad. Now there's some wisps building up at the nozzle. Sorry, my head's in the way there. Maybe, no. I don't see any. No, I don't think so. See if I can get let's see if I can get you closer into the nozzle here. Turn this around this way a little bit. I think it's a trick of the lighting, yeah. Like the lighting is making some of these layers look awful too. It's just the way the light is reflecting off the filament. Oh, there's like a little string right there or something. There we go. There's a good look underneath the hot end. There's a string right here. Looks like there's a little bit of filament on the side of the nozzle. Change the temperature of this light. There. You keep lowering your head like it'll work. Yeah, there's a tiny, tiny bit of filament on the side of the nozzle. You can see the red there, but it's not. That is just a little buildup on the side of the nozzle. Yeah, you tilt your head like you think it'll work. I'm down to 10% on my battery on this light. Got to charge that up. It's good. You get a good 2 to 3 hours out of this thing, depending on the percentage on how bright you want it. $8,500K. There, look, I got more light on it right now. Is that better? Ha! Okay, I'm playing around too much with this light, having too much fun. Let's charge it up. USB-C. Of course, I have a USB-C charger somewhere right here. There we go. Oh, I can say there's a little bit of crap here, but it did a letter R underneath here. So whatever R stands for, obviously right, but it did letter R, which is why you're seeing a little bit of a raise in the middle there, because it's just printed right over top of it. But it looks pretty, and then there's a letter L on this one. But it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with that as far as a first layer overall on the build plate. Mind you, as I say, we didn't get edge to edge, but this is just the Prusa test that is meant for their bed, which is obviously not quite as wide as this bed. Oh, thanks so much, Jack. I appreciate that. I'm really, really pleased with this rebuild, especially with the colors. Again, this makes it look so much cleaner putting these Ramus idlers on it. And again, it's got the kinematic bed on it, kinematic bed mount. And just the overall colors, I like how clean it looks. And I like that I don't have the big dock back here for the clicky probe, since I'm using the beacon. It should just about be done. Just got to finish 2 corners here. It almost, as you can see, ran off the back of the bed. There we go, and I think that's it. Oh, no, it's got to do something else. What else? Oh, it's got to write the letters left and right. There we are. Okay, cool. We'll back this up a little bit. Make you even dizzier. There we go. Let's zoom out of here. Oops, wrong way. There we are. I'm just going to lower my Z here. There we go. So I'm quite happy. Oh, you can't even see crap through that. Here. So I'm quite happy with how that turned out as far as first layer calibration test and how level that bed did. I think that looks great. I'm not quite sure what the R and L are for, but right and left. But yeah, but it's obviously a Prusa thing. But that turned out great. Not bad at all. Good stuff. Let's get rid of this skirt. Well, Eyes is happy with that. What you doing? We just did a first print test of the cube, and it printed successfully. We just have to do some tuning. I have not put input shaper on it yet. I've got to hook up my ADXL. So we did that, and then we ran a first layer calibration test, I guess, if you want to call it, just to make sure that we have good first layer throughout the whole build plate, which looks like it turned out quite successful, considering there's no calibration been done on this thing yet. And yeah, we finished the build. So what we had to do tonight was we had to put a because the beacon probe cable was a little bit short for what I wanted, so we put a 1.5 foot extension USB cable on the beacon probe so that we could keep everything nice and flat in here. So the only thing left to do on this is I have the wires coming down somewhere over here. I have one wire here, and there's a second wire somewhere where we got to hook up the LED for the nozzle lights. I did not put a NeoPixel or a rainbow fart or a rainbow barf or whatever. I didn't put an LED in the logo here. I don't know if I will. I might. We'll see. I just didn't do that at this point. So, yeah. But that is going to be about it for tonight. We are almost at our 2 hours. We're 10 minutes off, and I appreciate everybody that's been here. And considering Super Bowl Sunday, and obviously you're not all Super Bowl fans, which is awesome because it means you guys got to watch my stream. So we'll do some calibration through the week. We'll do some more prints on it, and as I said, then we've got to work. We're going to work on the 2.4 eventually, and then we've got a couple of the 0.1s that we're going to be upgrading. One of them is going to the 0.2. One of them is going to a Tri-Zero. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to call that a night, and I'm going to go get some supper and enjoy the rest of the Super Bowl. Those of you that are watching it, the second half, I can't get it because I don't have cable. But that's okay. That's perfectly good. So thank you so much, everybody. Stupid bowl. I like that. And you guys all have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you guys next week with something different, something new. Maybe we'll do another print on this. We'll see. Depends how busy my week goes too and how much time I have to work on this. So talk to you guys later. Bye for now.